All right, so here we are. This is my poke. Poke prep, if you would. So we have about 2 cups of rice here. All right. I gotta wash this. So to do that, basically, I'm gonna fill it with water. I'm gonna stir it around, and I'm gonna drain it off using this to make sure I don't lose. Using a strainer to make sure I don't lose any rice. So we're gonna wash this about 3 times. Right. 1 wash. So you see how it's like real milky there? You don't do that, it makes it like too. This is short grain, and you know it's supposed to, also called sticky rice. It's supposed to kind of stick a little bit, but not like a gummy kind of texture. So washing it again, same thing. I'm stirring it with my hands to get all that starch up. I don't know if you can see over there, but I'm literally just doing this, stirring it. We're still milky here. Strain her off. Now we're a lot less milky. Do you see that? It's already like half as milky. You can actually see the rice a little bit in the water. I mean, and you can wash this stuff till the cows come home. Eventually, you're just going to start breaking up the rice, and you're not really getting any starch out. So, all right, this should be the last one. Sometimes you have to do it a little bit more if the rice is like extra covered in stuff. Yeah, so you can see here it's still a touch hazy, just a little hazy, but you can see the rice under the water fairly clearly. So that's going to be the last time we rinse it. Strain it off nice and well here. All right, now we're going to fill it with water. If you don't know how to do this next step, you can always fill it to the lines here. So like I said, I did 2 cups. So it would be the 2 cup there. But if you want to be a real pro about it, what you do is you fill it with water just until it's over the top. I'll show you. Just until it's over the top. Actually, it might be better. It's going to be better over here? No, it's going to be better here. Out of the way. Okay. So you're going to fill it just over the top. You want to make sure that the rice is in a pretty even flat layer, like such. Okay. Then you want to take your finger, and for me, I fill it until it's right about here, right under the cuticle, just right below where the nail ends. So I'm going to put my finger in, and literally until I touch the rice, just barely touch the rice. So it needs more water. But each person is different. Some people have bigger hands than others. My wife goes all the way up to the knuckle. I don't. Water. Oh, right. That's actually a little bit too much. I'm going to dump just a hair off. Let's see where we're at now. Perfect. That should be fine. I am not as good at this as my wife, but sometimes I get lucky. Let's hope tonight's one of those nights. So I'm just going to put it right into our rice cooker, and we're going to let it cook. Like I said in the other room, it takes about an hour. Oh, my mics are muted here. I don't want echo. Yeah, they're all muted. All right, it takes about an hour, so we're going to let that sit, and while that cooks, we're going to play some Overwatch. Oh, I'm supposed to... Oh. My wife is telling me now, she's the one who's done this professionally. Apparently I'm supposed to soak this tub. Didn't know that. So I'm going to do that now. I have a giant sink, so I can do that pretty easily. So. Yeah. All this end. I could probably just fill it with water, right? Yeah, so you don't have to like fully immerse it. You can just fill it with water. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, the idea is that when you add the seasoned vinegar and stuff, is that it doesn't all just go right into the tub. And also so the rice doesn't stick. So those are the big, it's probably the bigger one is so that the rice doesn't stick. And then the secondary is so that it doesn't absorb all the seasoned vinegar. I figured if I had a good excuse to buy this finally, it was this video. I don't think I'm missing anything. No. Oh, I am missing some. There's lemons. There's lemons. Alright. Alright, I think that's full enough. So we're just going to let that sit until we're ready. I mean, I don't think you can really over-soak it. So, guess we'll find out. Alright, here we go. So, not a lot of cooking going on with this anymore. Basically, I'm going to cut some veggies. And we're gonna put some rice in the thing and mix some vinegar and sugar into it. You usually heat up the vinegar and sugar to melt it. Maybe you just mix it in a bowl. Okay, so cool. So that's easy. So we are. Here, I'm gonna use a plastic. I don't know if you noticed. I like using plastic. They're easier to clean and they don't break so easy. So we're gonna start by making our sushi rice. So we're gonna take some rice vinegar. This is called making seasoned vinegar here. Should be more than enough. We're gonna take some sugar. I always have this in this guy because I like cafecitos every now and then. By every now and then, I mean probably a little bit more often than every now and then. Alright. Get a spoon here. Just gonna mix that in until it's dissolved. We want a nice balance between sweet and sour. You know, we want the rice to have a nice tartness to it, but we don't want it to be overpowering. We don't want it to be like sweet, like, you know, a dessert or anything. Oh, my wife is telling me I also need to add the salt. So I'm going to add just a touch of salt. I don't know if that's going to fully dissolve in here, but we will find out. So, all right. Probably. So, yeah, I'm gonna move all this stuff back so I can kind of show y'all what we're doing. Let me get this. I can't remember what this was called. It had a special name, but I do not remember. All right, so that's fully dissolved now. All right. Now we're gonna take our rice out. Plug the maker. Don't want to get burned or nothing. Alright, so here we go. We got the rice out. I'm just going to put this right in this wooden tub here. Got our plastic spatula there. Let's go right in like that. Definitely looked a little overcooked. I think I was not graced by the rice gods today. No, actually, I think it's perfect. Come on, I nailed it. So, I'm gonna spread it out. We want it to get a little bit cooler, but we don't want to get it cold. We still want it warm. So, we're gonna kind of sprinkle. I don't know if you want to do it. Rice? Oh, this? Oh, I didn't meant to. My wife is telling me it needs more sugar and salt. I told you, she's the one who makes them, not me. I honestly don't even really know how to do this. I wasn't paying attention. Always add more vinegar. Okay, more sugar and salt. Let's stir that up. Do you want to do this part? Better at it. Alright, so while she does that, I'll talk it through while she does it. But while she does that, I'm gonna cut some veggies here. These are all washed, which you definitely want to do because none of this is gonna get cooked. I'm gonna use probably about this much cucumber because it's basically the only, technically it's fruit. It's the only veggies we really have. So I'm gonna cut these into cubes. So we're gonna go half, and then I'm gonna go quarters here. We want them all to be about the same size, just like the fish that we're using. Now, because these are seedless cucumbers, I'm not worried about the seeds or the skin. If this was a basket cucumber, then I would skin and de-seed it. So we're just going to cut them like such, right? Not too big, not too small. Again, looking to match the size of the tuna that we're going to be doing. Okay, so my wife here, she's gotten it to where she wants. She's kind of sprinkling it over the spoon there to evenly divide it over the rice. Now the idea here is that like each individual grain gets coated in this seasoned vinegar. She's going to very gently stir it, more like a fold than anything, and like a cut. So you see how she's like cutting into it using that spatula there? That's what you want to do. It's very gentle. You don't want to mix it and make a glob. Again, the idea is that it's a very gentle stir to get it all fully seasoned and nicely like that. Let's see, I think that's enough for each of us. Yeah. So there's that. So she's just going to keep doing that. Yep, she's gently breaking up the clumps. But again, it's all about being gentle and patient. And then also knowing when to stop, because you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to turn it into a mochi or something. That'd be a lot of stirring. But I mean, it's not an incorrect statement. You don't want to create a rice cake. So I just took the roots off the green onions. I'm taking the tops that are less than desirable. Did you have enough seasoning? So see, she's just being super patient, really making sure to break up those clumps very delicately. All right, so now I'm going to cut these. I'm going to cut these at a bit of an angle just because I always like to look at that. Not necessary. It doesn't change the flavor. But notice how I do the greens first before I do the whites. Because the biggest reason here is the greens could be a little bit bigger. See how I cut them fairly large. But with the whites, because they're so much more potent, we want to make sure we're doing them nice and thin. So you could do them together, or if you don't feel great with your skills, just nice, thin shavings. Oh, I don't have my chat up. Hang on, let me get my chat. I don't have anything going on, because it isn't actually working. Would be helpful, wouldn't it? Let's see what's this. Why don't I just pull up the chat? By the way, I am the one viewer. Now we're working here. So yeah, so we're just, like I said, just shaving this green onion. And again, you don't have to do it the way that I did it at an angle. If it's easier for you to do it straight on, you can do that, no problem. It's just, you know, I mean, it looks a little nicer. Why not cut something so it looks a little nicer? You're treating yourself. I mean, I'm assuming y'all don't eat poke every night. Probably not good for you. So, alright, there's the green onion. That might be a little bit too much green onion, but it's okay. I like green onion. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna cut an avocado. So, for those of you that aren't from Florida or from where, maybe California as well. I don't know. These are called Florida avocados. Thing I love about them is they're cheap. And they're pretty good. They're not quite as good as Haas. I mean, let's be real. Haas are definitely the king of avocados. Everybody eats them. But these are nice, you know, and they're local. They're grown here in Florida. And typically, they're ripe, unlike the Haas, which are they either seem to be ripe or rotten, and nothing in between. So, I'm going to use half an avocado. There's a little bit of browning here. You can see that. But it's not, this isn't bad. Like, this is fine. This is not rotten. It's just a little brown. So, there's two ways you can do this. These guys are so easy, you probably could just use the back of the knife if you're worried about cutting through your finger or through the thing. Me, personally, I would rather not because I feel like I have even less control. So I'm literally just going to score them. Can I hold this? So I'm just going to score them like this. Yeah, there we go. And I just, I do it very gently, right until I feel the friction of the blade. I'm putting like literally basically no pressure on this. Because I really don't want to cut my hand. So you just go nice and slow. That's it. And so now we have our slices. Now we're going to do our dices. I just cut into it like that. Same idea. Not too hard. You're all done, sweetie? So she's going to let it cool down a little bit while we wait here. Again, we don't want it cold, but we also don't want it hot, because we don't want it to cook the fish, or, you know, anything like that. Was the bowl okay? Did it work the it's supposed to? Okay, so now you can see here we have our dices, and then when we're ready to eat, I'm just gonna scoop it out and put it on the poke. Ah, that's fine. Not on the poke. Yes, very true. It does not brown as quickly. These are very nice. They just don't, honestly, they just don't have the fat content. They're not quite as flavorful. I would say, like, if I was to sum it up simply, they're more watery. But they're still really good. Okay, do you want to do the spicy mayo? So, my wife's now going to move on, she's going to move on to spicy mayonnaise, which is a very, very difficult recipe. Here, yeah, let me show you this. So this is the Kewpie Japanese mayonnaise. Kewpie? Kewpie. By the way, if you're being racist and think she's Japanese, she's not. Don't be that. She's not Japanese. I'm not going to tell you what her ethnicity is. And also, don't think that I am either because of how I look. So I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Okay, so this is the Kewpie Japanese mayonnaise. I don't know what they do that makes it better. It's got all the same shit as everything else. Maybe it's also got MSG in it, so that's probably a lot to do with it. From the MSG. I don't know why I'm covering my mouth this way. The mic's right here. I'm making it so you can't hear me. Anyway. So she's gonna make that. Basically, it's the Japanese mayonnaise, sriracha, and a little bit of lemon. It's super easy. Yeah, of course. But do you just want like a disc, or do you want like a... like that? Tell me one. Want to cut in half? Okay, so this is not a traditional poke, which I know you haven't gotten that quite yet. This is actually an adaptation of one of our favorite poke places down here. Or I shouldn't say ours, mine. I don't know if my wife likes this. She doesn't complain, but it's my favorite. So, that's got like a 20-second delay. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, you're good. That's it. Jesus, this thing is on there tight. So these are my home pickled peppers because we grew them. These are serranos here. Unfortunately, the lid is like sealed shut because that's just what happens when you use old lids. So let's see. Oh, Jesus, I cannot open this thing. So you see there, she's mixing the Japanese mayonnaise with a little lemon and some sriracha. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but now it works. All right. It's like everything in my life. Technology, lids, just everything. All right. Oh, man. Let's see. So I'm only going to use one of these bad guys. It's a whole one? Yeah, I'll just take the seeds out. But they are spicier than shit. So, because of that, I'm going to wear gloves. Because I really don't want to, like, rub my nose later or touch my face and then be on fire for the entirety of me trying to sleep tonight. So, I want to put some gloves on. I could probably just do one, but I'm going to do two just because, again, you know, that when they say, like, don't touch peppers and then go pee as a dude, well, I guess even as a lady, I don't really know, but never been involved in that. But it burns. It's not a joke. Like, it's legit unpleasant. So I'm just cutting out the seeds here. That's gonna make it a little bit less. It's not even really the seeds. It's actually this membrane here that's the spicy part. I mean, the seeds are spicy, but it's more that white membrane. So you want to get more of that out than anything. So okay, so we're scraping that out. Let's get this out of here. I mean, I guess the nice thing about poke, like one of the reasons why I feel like you don't really have to follow any traditional rules is because it's not a traditional dish. You know, it's like a mixture of like Polynesian food and Japanese food. So I mean, you know, it's very Hawaiian. But because of that, like I don't feel like there's like rules. Don't you feel that way? Or do you think there are rules? Well, leave it up to the Japanese to make rules about shit. Them and the Germans make shit fucking pure and like, oh no, you just can't change a thing. It has to be the original. Alright, so we got that. We'll take these off. As you can see, it's very important to make sure you taste the entire way through the process. But another thing that we like on this poke are these. I have never seen that before. That's crazy. Anyway, another thing I've never seen, or that we put on the poke are these pickled ginger, which, you know, typically you see like in sushi and things like that. You're the one who's going to eat the lemon later. So, okay. So, yeah, so this is just regular pickled ginger. It's pink pickled ginger, which is actually a natural way that it does. It's not necessarily color added, although this is probably color added. This is 100% color added. But ginger does actually pickle pink, or at least some kinds of pink. Yeah, not fuchsia pink like this. So, alright, so we're just gonna slice this real thin. Oh, we need toasted sesame seeds too, don't we? I tried to do all my prep before and leave just enough cutting stuff so that I had something to do while I rambled. Let me see if we might already have some toasted sesame seed mix. Let me look through this dungeon of... Jesus. I have so much crap in here. Oh. Let's see. We might have used it all too, though. It's been a minute. Yep, here it is. It's empty. Be empty. All right, so let's just do this real quick. I'm not going to do it in a pan because we're using a stove. So I'm just going to turn. That might be okay. So, okay. So we got I gotta find the sesame seeds. Is what I gotta do. So I found that we don't have them. Now I have to find where we have them. That's the hard part. I know they're somewhere. At least I think they're somewhere. Maybe we don't have any. I thought we had like a whole big freaking thing of it. Not like you could like knock somebody out with. Oh, here's the black sesame seeds. I don't know if we have any white ones. I don't think we have any white sesame seeds. So, well, you know what? We'll just toast some black ones. Don't they? I mean, don't you think? One's black, one's white. Alright, so I'm going to take some sesame seeds. I'm going to toast them in the oven. Well, I guess you just. So, turn off the oven. We'll do it in a pan. Easy and fast. Now, as you all know, I used seasoned cast iron and black steel, which is not conducive for toasting seeds or anything dry. So I'm going to make sure I wipe out. Yeah, we forgot to add the sesame oil to the spicy man. That's the secret ingredient. So secret we forgot. So I wiped the oil out of this pan because I don't want it to stick. I'm going to add just enough sesame seeds for that kind of thing. Not like that. That's plenty, you know. Just adds a nice little crunch and point of difference, if you would. All right. While that's heating up, we are next gonna cut our cilantro. So, because this is kind of like a spicy poke, not kind of, this is a spicy poke. The cilantro goes super nice with it, especially with the avocado and just all those components. So I'm just going to take a nice handful here. So yeah, so in case you didn't hear that, which you should have been able to, basically she's saying, want to gently flip the rice as it's cooling to help it cool down more, and then also allow the steam to kind of like come off of it, dry it out to touch. Alright, so we're just doing a quick little chiffonade here on the cilantro, nothing crazy. You could just do a rough one-time chop, you know, we're not looking for anything nuts here. And that's basically the prep. However, you're missing the secret ingredient, which you might be seeing out of the corner of your eye, and you are not mistaken. That was not me making a mistake putting my grossest snack in the way. Flaming hot Cheetos. Oh yeah, probably put the fish in it too at some point. Flaming hot Cheetos. I love this. We don't eat like junk food or snacks or chips really. This is the one thing that I love in this dish. It adds just a crunch and complexity to it. I know that sounds so stupid because it is. And again, I wish I could take credit for coming up with this, but I 100% didn't. It definitely came up, was created by some genius stoner. So we're gonna take some of these guys. We don't do a ton. You know, I'm not like doing the whole bag or nothing, but like, not like that. Gotta make sure they're fresh. I mean, just to give you a perspective, we so little junk food that I actually had to get that delivered by Amazon because we just don't even go to stores that have it. Alright, so you can smash this thing, you can smash it with your hand. We have this mortar and pestle here. That's what I'm going to use. So I put it in a bag here, and I'm just gonna beat it until it's like a, not a powder, but just until it's you know, broken up, crushed as it were. And that's that. We don't want it, like I said, I don't want it too smashed up. Okay. We got these guys going. Excuse me. They're not quite there yet. All of our sides here, or all of our toppings, I should say. Okay. Now, as my beautiful wife so eloquently pointed out, we still have to cut the fish. So now, let me grab the fish. So we have some ahi tuna. You can see there. And what we're going to do is basically, I'm just going to take each one of these. These are some steaks we bought. And I'm going to cut them in half. And then I'm going to cut them into cubes. So, right in half here. And a sharp knife is definitely fantastic for this. Also, I do rinse my fish. I rinsed this earlier because we are eating raw and we don't want any of the juices or things, depending on how you buy it, kind of lingering. So I do a quick rinse and pat dry. And then, yeah, so you see we're just cutting them nice little cubes. So I'm just going to dice it like such. I don't want big pieces of tuna. I do want that. I mean, the mayonnaise is one of the best parts of this dish, so you know we want to make sure we get plenty of mayonnaise all over the tuna. So like, that's about the size that you want. Not too big. You can see it's about the same size as the cucumber. That's the whole point. As I discussed in another video, we want to, when we cut things, we want them to be about the same size. So you see we sliced everything here, all sliced about the same size. We diced these, we diced the avocado. Again, all about the same size. It looks nice, it eats nice. That's why we do that. So, we're gonna get these back in here. We're just gonna, you know, no need to dirty a second container, so we're just gonna mix it in this container with some mayonnaise once I'm done slicing it. Yeah, buddy? Getting ready for me to drop something? Making sure I don't make any mistakes. He's here. He's here to help. So, just dicing this real gently. You want to use a nice sharp knife so that way you can just slide right through it. You don't have to like push through the tuna. Gotta feed the dogs too. It's just a part of it. So, once we have the tuna diced, you think that rice is ready? Okay, so tuna's diced. I can put it over here for now. So, I'm going to put the tuna on last, so we're going to start building the bowls now. Let's start building the bowls. Take some nice big soup bowls, because you know we want to mix this once it's done. So I'm going to take about half the rice in each one. Oh, this rice looks fantastic. I gotta taste it. I love just sushi wings, man. I'll tell you, it is so good. Let's get a little bit more in this other guy over here. Try not to leave anything. Let's see in there. Ain't gonna have no leftovers here, I'll tell you what. That's the best I can do for now. Alright. So we got our bowls. Right? What's the best way to do this? We'll do it over here. Whatever. Okay. Got our bowls. We're gonna start filling it with stuff. So I'm gonna put half the avocado in. That's not quite half. So you see, I'm literally just using the thing I used on the rice. It's fine. It's really no big deal. We're eating at home here. I'm not in a freaking Michelin-starred restaurant. It's fine. So we're just putting that in there, kind of trying to keep them somewhat separated, you know, because it's eat with your eyes first, and you know it takes no extra effort to make something look somewhat nice. All right, we're gonna take our cucumber, put that in. Just like that. I'm gonna take the green onion. Same thing. We're just going around the bowl here. You know, just putting all the toppings in. Again, we're just going to stir all this up, so it's really not terribly important. If you want to just throw it in sloppishly and haphazardly, you're more than welcome to. You know, I mean, why not just take the time and make it look a little bit nice for yourself? It takes literally no effort. It's not like I'm like doing tweezer plating over it. Well, it's just nice to be able to sit down and see something that looks appetizing. I'm gonna do the same thing with the ginger. And again, usually we have nori here, which I totally forgot about. Or somebody forgot about it. Oh, the only difference is I'm not gonna make a mound of chili peppers because they're hotter than shit. And I don't want to bite into a whole bunch of chili peppers. I'm going to sprinkle those on the top. And same thing with the sesame seeds. But those are going to go on, yes, last. So, here we go. Before I start mixing this, the tuna, I'm going to drizzle with the spicy mayonnaise. Okay, just like that. A couple of spoonfuls worth. Okay. Now we're gonna mix the tuna, spicy mayonnaise. I'm not using all the spicy mayonnaise. You don't really need a ton on the tuna. You see, I use like maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm already drooling. So you see, yeah, you only really need a couple of tablespoons. So it's just like that. You don't want it like super coated. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I want to put it right in the middle. So there's that. That. There we go. I'm going to put the rest of this mayonnaise on. You always need more mayonnaise than you think. That's why my wife and I were talking about that. Because you always need more than you think. And yes, it's a little disgusting, but who cares? It's delicious mayonnaise. So, last 2 ingredients. The piece de la resistance. The Cheeto crumbles. It's kind of letting that fall, cascade, if you will, on the side there. Fill out those gaps. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so good. It's so trashy. Your white trash-o-meter isn't going off from that. I don't... You need your white trash card revoked. Alright. It's like hipster white trash, though, isn't it? Cheetos on a poke bowl. Shit. All I'm missing is an ironic mustache. Alright, so now we're just going to kind of sprinkle the black sesame on top. Just like such. Tell me that doesn't look freaking amazing. Jesus. You see how easy that was? Like, that wasn't hard. Like, this is literally one of our, like, we're feeling lazy dishes. So look at this. Which one looks the best? I'll show off this one. Look at that. Look at that guy. Tell me that's not delicious. Tell me that doesn't look freaking amazing. Whatever camera you're looking at. So, we are going to enjoy this. Again, sorry for the short stream. As always, I will highlight and post. This will go fantastic with a wheat beer, a lager, an IPA like I have. It's a fantastic, wait for that. Enjoy. This is a great cheat meal too. The worst thing in here is the Cheetos, which you can also omit if you feel so. So enjoy, and I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of this. So